What's good, Illumineers, my Lorcana fam out there? AZ Aquaman here with another video for you guys. So for this video, we've got a deck profile for you. I played and competed at a set championship this weekend, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I did not do well. I got 10th. I missed the top 8. But the deck profile I'm going to be doing is the deck I took, which was the Blue Mufasa for you Blue Mufasa enthusiasts and fans out there. So hear me out before I do my deck profile here, okay? I really think this deck is still good. I think I did this deck a disservice by just butchering some of the plays. I know I made some very questionable plays that definitely cost me the game, and it sucked, so... I think with a very good pilot with this deck, I think the deck can compete. I'm gonna play with this deck, you know, here in the next week. I still got 2 set championships left that I want to try to hit up. We definitely want to try to get the play mat, so I'm definitely gonna have to hit up one of them with my steel Mufasa, but I really want to do well with this one. I think I could have done better piloting this deck. Yeah, I think it's just, I don't think I did this deck justice this weekend. So I'm just gonna do the deck profile and talk about some of the things and some of the plays I did and made that were, I think, bad. So we'll just run through this deck. Hope you guys like it. It's super fun, and man, it's just... people just go nuts when you explode with that Mufasa from 0 to 20 or like 2 to 20. It's just, they said it was really fun to see. So we're gonna do the deck profile now, and then I'll talk about some of the stuff I did, that better plays I could have done. So here we go. Running up with 4 Popsicle for my 1-drop, and then my other 1-drop here is Develop Your Brain. So these are my 1-drops. 4 Popsicle, 4 Develop. Draws for your pieces. Use Develop to find your pieces, because this is a combo reliant deck. You need to get your pieces to have Mufasa go off. Our 2-drops, we've got plenty of 2-drops, so get ready. We got 4 Strike a Good Match. Very good song to sing or play while Muses is on board, to just slow down your opponent. It's a nice card to dig through the deck and find the pieces you need. It's draw 2 cards, discard 1. Another good card here, we're running 4 Heffalumps and Woozle, another draw card that could slow down your opponent's questing on their turn while bouncing them back if you have Muses in play. Our other 2s here, running 3 Ursulas. Most of the time on turn 2, honestly, I don't even play her turn 2. She's like mid to late game when you're trying to snipe off maybe like a B prep against red, because I wouldn't, unless she's my only 2-drop, I'll play her. But most of the time you want to ramp up on your turn 2 with Tipo or Sail the Azurite Sea, sorry. And then speaking of that, so running 4 Tipos, 4 Sails for our ramp package. And then for our items here, to have Mufasa just pop off and get that 1-shot OTK on his turn. Medal of Heroes, for those who don't know Medal of Heroes, it's exert this item, pay 2, banish this item, chosen character of yours gets +2 for this turn. So Mufasa will be questing for 6, and then if you do 2, he'll be questing for 8, which is big. And then our last 2-drop, playing 4 Visions of the Future, just to find more pieces for your Mufasa shot. So all right, we've got our 3 drops, of course. 4, you came back because we're gonna ready up Mufasa and then just keep questing with him. So that's part of the pieces you need to get that win condition. 2-year welcomes. Honestly, for me, unless I'm playing it wrong, or I need to get rid of like a big character or like a location that's really troublesome, I'll use it. But a lot of the times I just like maybe quest with Tipo, and then if I have Mufasa on board and I'm trying to find pieces and I need more draws, I'd probably just hard cast this and then or sing it, bounce my Tipo, and then draw the 2 cards, because we do need to continue to have those cards to keep drawing to get our pieces. And then another staple in this, I think, is 4 how far I'll go to ramp up and find your pieces. And of course, our first line of defense here, muses to bounce little characters and high questing characters back to their hand when we play songs. Play 4 grandmas, a nice 3/3 body to challenge and trade into things to slow people down, and another character or another card that lets you scry and find your pieces for Mufasa. So that is our 3s and 4 drops. We're gonna go to our 5 drops next. 5 drop. This is only 5 drop we have. Donald Duck. You can run 3. I tried running 3. It wasn't bad. It's just like a nice ramp card, and it is nice. It's a good body on board that could trade into things or challenge into things and can quest for 2. But you can try 3 if you want. 2 did fine for me. So we just have 2. And then we have the 1 bend to my will. You can play 2 if you want. I tried fitting in 2. But with the amount of draws and scrying we do, you usually tend to have, you'll probably find this unless you ink it with like Donald Duck or how far I'll go. So before we go on to the next one, so this is one of the plays. I was playing against a Ruby Amethyst, which I'm not saying I would have had game, but I had the pieces to one-shot him as long as Mufasa stuck on board and I was able to go to my next turn. But so he had 4 cards in hand, and on the board he had a Maui shark, a fox, and a Diablo, I think, the little Diablo, and 4 cards in hand. So I had Mufasa and then bend to my will with 8 in the inkwell. I think I don't know if my count was off, but I was just like worried, like, oh, it was 8-2. So I was counting like, okay, if I do bend to my will, he can quest out for 4 and go to 12. And I'm like, so then I have to drop Mufasa, then I have to wait another turn. And I think that mindset got me to leading saying like, oh shoot, you know, he might win the next turn, which I don't think he could have if I did bend to my will, unless he was just top decking like really good. So at that point, I would have rather just have him top deck and then have a base set Mufasa on board, because I had the pieces and draws necessary to just go from 0 to 20 as long as Mufasa stuck on board. So what I did was I played Mufasa first instead of hitting him with bend to my will, and then on his follow-up turn, he had an Elsa in hand, Finders Keepers, and then Friends on the other side. I don't remember the 4th card, but those 3 I know he had. So he exerted my Mufasa with Elsa, ran it with Maui, got a action card, and then he finished it off with Fox, I believe. I think that's what happened. But anyways, he killed my Mufasa that turn, and then I had all the combo pieces, which at that point, like, my win condition was dead unless I drew into a Mufasa. But yeah, so what I was thinking is I should have played Bend to My Will, and I also had Develop Your Brain. So I should have played Bend to My Will, discard his hand, and then played Develop to get whatever pieces I need, or if I need whatever cards I needed, and then passed up the turn. And then he would be in top deck mode. If he got some good cards, cool, but having him have those cards in hand already, basically he had answers for my Mufasa, which basically killed me. So I would rather have him top deck and then maybe not get lucky or something like that, and then play my Mufasa next turn, and then just have him just quest out, and he'd be at like 12, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then the following up turn would be 16. Maybe he gets a goat or something, go to 17. Maybe he gets an action and then play it or something like that. So he might be like at 17 or 18. And then on the follow-up turn, it'd be 18 to 0, but I would have basically all the cards necessary to just go from 0 to 20 with Mufasa. So one of those games, and I was like contemplating hard too, which it sucks because it's like, this is why you should go with your gut feeling. My gut feeling said do bend to my will, but then, you know, my greed and I guess being scared of like from him going from 8 to 20, missing the timing of like when to play Mufasa kind of got to me. So I got overzealous and I played the Mufasa a turn earlier, which I should have just bent to my will. And then I think we would have been in a better situation. So that's some of the plays that that stuck with me, that I'm like, dang it, I should have just bend to my will, and then play Mufasa the following turn, because we could sit there pretty and not turn our guys because he had Maui Shark, and he'd still be at like what, 16 or 17 by the time we have a Mufasa stuck on board on our play. But yeah, so that kind of stuff. Before I go on with other plays, we have to play, well, I like playing 4 Mufasa. You guys can go down to 3 if you want, but I like 4 because we need to see Mufasa. He's our win condition. So 4 Mufasas. And I mean, when he pops off, like, I mean, I won some games from like me having 0 to 20 or like 4 to 20, 2 to 20. Like, he does this thing. I think me as a player didn't pilot this deck well enough to justify. I think this deck is pretty good, and I think that it's just really fun to find those. It's like a puzzle. You find your pieces, you do your thing, and it's just very rewarding when you do win with the Mufasa. So that is the Emerald Sapphire Blue Fasa deck. Like I said, I think this deck is good. I'm not saying it's tier 1 good, but I think it could compete if you have a really good pilot that can pilot it. You know, it's different when you're playing against other decks and knowing what lines to pick. So with my Steel Fasa, it's definitely a lot easier deck to play, and making some small misplays and misplays, it's not, we don't get punished for it as hard as this deck can. Like misplaying, missing the timing on something, singing at the wrong time, not challenging enough, or challenging too much, or hard casting a song, or not hard casting a song, or singing a song. There's like a lot of things involved with how you play with this deck, in my opinion. And I think like screwing up in one of those really does punish the player and can cost you the game. So with Steel Fasa, it's definitely a lot easier to pilot compared to this, and making some misplays, it's not super punishable. Like, we can recover from it. But this, man, you screw up on one thing, it like legitimately punishes you, and you'll lose the game. So that is the one thing. That's my one takeaway from playing with this deck throughout the weekend and like all last week, just playing around it. Oh, and Pete does kick your ass too. If they keep bouncing Pete, you're probably gonna lose. But yeah. So that's my thing with this. I don't think I did the deck justice. I'm gonna play around with it a little bit more, try to get better with it. But yeah, this is the 10th place Blue Fasa deck. My matchups were, let's see, game 1 was Ruby Amethyst. Game 2 was a Red Mufasa. Game 3 was Steel Song. And then game 4 was Amethyst Steel. And yeah, so it was only best of 2, but if I didn't lose, you know, obviously some of my games, I think we could have sneaked into the top 8. But Yeah, we got 10th. We missed the top 8 spot and getting the card. But that's my take on this deck. It's super fun to play, and it's just like a lot of things involved, not just trying to find the pieces, but you also have to time, you know, how to control your opponent's board. Whether is it a good time to sing with your muses or hard casting, or is it good to play like a Grandma Tala, or should you just hard cast a couple of your small songs and then leave your muse not susceptible to challenges? There's a lot of things involved, in my opinion. I mean, I know some of you guys are super good players, maybe that you don't have that trouble, but yeah, there's a lot of things just involved and a lot of things to do with this deck. And I think it does punish you as a player if you just screw up on the little things. But anyways, I hope you guys like that deck, this deck profile. I'm gonna keep playing around with it for sure, because I am still enjoying it. But I'm planning to go to maybe 2 more set championships to try to win the playmat, to keep the championship playmat season going here. But we're definitely running a steel Mufasa in one of them. But I want to get better with this and maybe run it again with blue Fasa. I'm just such a big fan of this card. It's just so awesome. Anyways, hope you guys liked the video. If you guys liked the video, please like and subscribe, because it does help the channel. And for the peeps that do watch the channel and still not subscribed, it's all good. I appreciate you guys just, you know, tuning in and watching the channel anyways. So that's that for today's video. Until the next one, I appreciate you guys. I got 2 set championships I'm gonna try to hit up this weekend, and I'll keep you guys updated on that. So till next time.